Well, hello, and hello. Welcome to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the most unusual tarot reading you're ever going to find on the internet or anywhere else. I've been doing tarot for over 20 years, and I've had a change of philosophy. When I started out doing tarot, I thought, everybody seems to have the idea that you can predict with tarot. I have found over my 20 years, I and others, I really don't have a very good record in terms of predicting anything. And then I've discovered tarot is not meant to predict. Tarot is to help you manifest. Tarot is the science of potential. That's what this whole thing is about. So I said, aha, I got it. Now, I've done tarot for 20 years, astrology, numerology for 50. Numerology, astrology talk about cycles. You can kind of predict things with the astrology and numerology because it cycles. Like, for example, 250 years ago, the United States declared independence. The planets Pluto and Uranus, Pluto for evolution, Uranus for revolution, are together again 250 years later. And take a look at what's happening, not just in the United States, but around the world. I think we are in that same energy. I'm positive that we're in that same energy. So the whole idea of this tarot message this time around is you got to do this for your advantage. You have to do this. What that is, well, we're going to talk about it in just a little bit. But the key to get there, no matter what, is manifesting. You have to manifest from your spirit, and that's what my goal is. I want to inspire you. I want you to use the whole package, the tarot and the astrology numerology. Think of the astrology numerology as setting a table for a very fancy dinner. And the tarot is the fancy dinner. So the way that you get there is by manifesting from your spirit. And that's the whole point of this thing. This is not predicting. This is saying, okay, we're headed in this direction. Here's the astrology showing you what kind of direction we're heading in. Now you take the tarot message and apply it to your life. See, I use both things. Tarot, power of potential. Astrology, numerology, the power of cycles. You put the two together, you get a really nice, big, full picture so you know how to best use the options. Tarot becomes much, much more successful when you put it within the context of the given situation. And so that's what we're doing here. There's no doubt about it. And that's what my plan is. So, let's get to it. Let's talk about first the astrology. Let's set the table. What we have here is a tidal wave of tech. That's what I'm calling it. Tech to me is the boogeyman. Yeah, I know we have billionaire psychopaths who are trying to control, but they're using technology to do this. And because of technology, they have the ability to control us like they've never had the ability before. And the thing about tech is that it is addicting. We're addicted to it. It's taken years. I mean, you stop and think about it, 30, 40, 50 years, but we've kind of gotten very comfortable with tech. And if it was taken from us, we would be in one hell of a position. It'd be a tough transition. But if you know anything about astrology, and even if you don't, I'm telling you that the planets have lined up in a very powerful way. We have Pluto in Aquarius, that's air. Saturn, Neptune in Aries, that's fire. Uranus in Gemini, that's air. Jupiter just left Gemini, will spend a year in Cancer, and then get back into an air sign next year in Leo. And kind of the stopgap thing is the Jupiter in Cancer squaring Neptune and Saturn in Aries, because it's forcing us to have to take a look. Neptune is the fog. It's like trying to hold water in your hand, man. You can't. And Saturn is total opposite. It's structure, it's foundation, it's discipline. So here you have the fog, which is Neptune, and you have Saturn, which is structure. You're trying to hold on to fog. And of course, it's in Aries, meaning you could talk about war, battles, but you're also talking about ego. People are trying to balance this. Where do I fit in the world anymore? Is there any room for me anymore? Does anybody care? Does the government give a damn about me anymore? I don't know. And from what I can tell, no, I'm all by myself. I don't know that that's entirely true, but the Jupiter in Cancer squaring Neptune and Saturn in Aries is creating angst, anxiousness, uncomfortability. So other than that, though, the rest of the planets are in great shape in terms of being in a friendly position. But just because something is friendly, because it's a sextile or trine, something easy, that doesn't mean that good will come out of it. Not necessarily. Just means that whatever's going to happen will come through very naturally, very easily. So the planets have lined up in a powerful way. When Jupiter gets into Leo next year, it's really going to be a lineup. Now, we've already started on the transition. We've already started on it. AI is the big pusher. The latest incidence here is the big, beautiful bill. Now, a lot of people are concerned with how the money's spent and the budgetary aspects of it, but buried in the middle of the bill is something that dealing with artificial intelligence and the right of the states to control their own destiny. When the nation was formed, it was 13 colonies, which became 13 states. They were all individuals who worked together collectively, but they were individuals. The states maintained power. Over the years, because of tax money, the federal government has gained more and more control, but the states still hold on to remnants of their authority and still fight. Well, the worry is that this new One Big Beautiful Bill Act, burying the AI idea in it, will limit states from having anything to do with regulating artificial intelligence. Now, it says that they're not going to take away any of their abilities to regulate, but you know that's bullshit. That's not the idea. No, they're not going to do it in one fell swoop. It may take 5-10 years, but eventually they're going to gnaw away so that the states will lose their individual rights. You put that under the golden dome that they want to set up for our protection. Well, anytime the government tells me they want to protect me, I know I'm in trouble. There's a lot of data that will be used in the golden dome for our supposed protection, and they can use that data any way they want, including controlling artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are worried about that, and they should be. Most importantly, the states. The states cannot lose their rights. You see what's going on in Western Canada right now. The provinces, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, even British Columbia, are all exercising their states' rights. And if this One Big Beautiful Bill thing pushes through that artificial intelligence structure, it is just the first step to taking away the states' rights to control themselves. And in the end, killing the Constitution and the Confederacy. So it's a very difficult, perplexing situation that we're facing, and you have to watch it. You want to give yourself the leg up? Pay attention. So that's the astrology. How about if we move on to the core center of this? How about if we take a look at the tarot? Because that's very fascinating as well. And we begin with the first card, Five of Wands. It's about squabbles, discord, conflict. It's a way to keep your attention off of what they're doing. Yeah, don't pay attention to that AI bill. That's no big deal. That's we're not taking away states' rights, and we're still fighting with one another over nothing. It's just squabbling. It's discord. It's just enough to distract us long enough so that they can do whatever they want. Again, take 5 years, 10 years, they'll get there. Next card is the Tower card. This should be the time where you should be aware of false security promises. Ben Franklin said, if you give up your freedom for security, you deserve neither. He's right. This is a wake-up call. It's very quiet. It's a piece of legislation buried in a much bigger bill that's being sold to us as being wonderful. And I voted for the administration. I'm very, very disappointed with the way things are working out to this point. And this AI thing really scares the bejabbers out of me, because if you take away states' rights, it's all over. So the idea is they're going to couch it in words for our protection, for our security, for our safety. Remember Ben Franklin. This is a wake-up call. Pay attention to it as such. Third card, the sun. The sun provides clarity and illumination. And to give yourself that step up, that foot up, that's so important right now, the leg up, pay attention. I know it doesn't seem like there's much going on. Again, we have all these great planetary influences, which makes everything kind of just flow naturally. That's exactly the time where you need to focus on the goal, what's important, why it's important. It all boils down to states' rights, and when you get down to that, you're getting down to the basis of the Constitution of the United States of America, because that's what it was formed. 13 colonies, which became 13 states, who each individually agreed to work together. And what could potentially happen is that now the federal government, in an effort to make us safer, in an effort to make us more secure, they're going to mess with AI, which messes with all the information. Everything that's being dumped into artificial intelligence will now become weaponized. At least there's a very, very good threat that that's the case. So you want to give yourself a leg up? The one thing that you got to do, as I said at the beginning, pay attention. Difficult, because it may seem like things are moving very easily. Doesn't work that way. Pay attention. So that's it for this time. We're all done. Back tomorrow again with more of the Manifesting Tarot. All we get is time and choices. You want to give yourself the leg up. Use both wisely, please. So I'm out of here. Back again tomorrow with more tarot, numerology, astrology put together in a package that really helps you to manifest much better. It really keeps your humanity, that special power that every human being has, that kryptonite called your mind, to keep it strong. Join me tomorrow. And again, like and subscribe. So between now and the next time you and I do tarot together, please, blessings.